What's going on, guys? Fitness Mike. Hey, today I want to teach you guys how to do the belly diet, okay? Me and my wife Kristen, we've had really great results. We've only been on the diet for a couple of weeks. My wife's been on for 3. I was very stubborn. I was like, man, that's for you. I'm not doing it. Fitness Mike ain't really good at diets, okay? Like, it's just not my thing. But this is something that really was easy for me to make a change. It made sense. I seen the pounds falling off my wife. She just had a baby. 3 weeks into the diet, she has lost 13 pounds, 8 inches. We have had a couple of cheat days with my birthday and everything like that coming up. I know, happy birthday to Fitness Mike. But we're still having really great results. I've lost about 10 pounds and at least 3 inches on my waist. I bought a new pair of pants to wear out. They were 33s and they're already too big. So I know the diet works. So I want to teach you guys one-on-one how to do the diet. So what I suggest is to grab a pen, grab a little notepad, something that you can keep with you as we go through and I teach you guys how to do it. Alright, guys, the main thing that we're concerned with on this diet is serving size, carbs, and sugars. That's it. We're not counting calories, we're not counting fats, we're not counting any of those other things. Only thing we're worried about is serving size, carbs, and sugars. Okay? So on the diet, you get 6 net carbs a day and you get 15 sugars. Again, that's 6 net carbs and 15 sugars. But you're probably thinking like, well, Fitness Mike, how do I know about 6 carbs? I only get 6 carbs. I can't find anything with less than 6 carbs in it. That's not what we mean. When you look at the label, so I have right here, I have a box of Cheerios, and I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. Okay, so when you look on the nutrition facts, you're gonna look for carbs. Okay, so the carbohydrates here is 20 grams. Okay, so that's the number that we're talking about. So what does that equal to, right? Okay, guys, 0 to 4 carbs is 0. That's free. You don't count those against you. 5 to 20 is 1 carb. 21 to 40 is 2. 41 to 60 is 3. 61 to 80 is 4, and so on. So, in this example here, we have a box of Cheerios, okay, and our carbs here is 20 grams. So that 20 grams is going to count for 1 point, right? So that's 1 point out of your 6 for the whole day. Now, the next thing that we're looking at is we're going to look at sugars. Okay, so here's our sugars. It's 1 gram. Okay, your sugars, they count point for point. Okay, so you have 15 points. So if you have a serving size of 1 cup of Cheerios, 1 cup of your Cheerios, that's going to count 1 carb and 1 sugar. But you're probably thinking like, well, Fitness Mike, I got to have milk in my cereal. Okay, fine. You can have some milk. What we do is we do almond milk, okay? Now, this is a unique example because as you look on here, you have 1 cup as your serving size, you have 8 grams of carbs, and you have 7 sugars. Now, you're only going to get 15 sugars in the entire day. So you don't want to give up all your sugars right off the bat for breakfast. So if we cut our serving size down to half a cup, we now are only going to take in 3.5 grams of sugar, and we're still 0 carbs. So to have a half a cup of almond milk, 1 cup of Cheerios for breakfast, it's going to count you for 1 carb. It's going to count you for the 1 sugar in the Cheerios, right? So we're still getting the sugar from the Cheerios. And then 3.5 sugars from the almond milk. So your total for that meal is 1 carb and 4.5 sugars. And that still is going to leave you another, 10.5 grams of sugar for the rest of the day. And you're going to do that all day. Now, there are foods that we call free foods, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to post on here, guys. I'm going to post how to do the diet and everything, and I'm also going to post like just some examples and stuff for you guys to follow. The hardest thing about this diet is getting to the grocery and finding the foods that you enjoy to eat. Because, guys, you can really eat whatever you want. If you want to save all of your carbs and all of your sugars for 1 meal in a day, you can do that. You're probably going to be miserable, and you're probably not going to stick to the diet. But there are things that are free foods, like cucumbers. A whole cucumber is 0 carbs, 0 sugars. So you can eat as much cucumbers as you want. Sour cream, those are free. It doesn't count against you. Mayonnaise doesn't count against you. Most of your vegetables, most of your meats don't count against you. So those are the things that you really want to stock up on. Now, fruit is one of those things that I know is really hard for people because they think, well, fruit's really healthy for me, and I should eat that. You can, but it has a lot of sugars and sometimes a lot of carbs in our fruit. So it's just best just to follow the guide and pick your fruits sparingly. Okay, find those things that you really enjoy to eat. Another example that I have is Healthy Choice chicken with rice. Guys, just because it says Healthy Choice, 100 calories, eat me because I'm skinny, like all those things are labels. It's a brand. Organic is a brand. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a brand that they put on there and they say, okay, hey, this is organic, or hey, this is healthy, so you pay us $7 more and you can eat it. It's not the case, okay? In this case, though, we can actually have this little cup of soup, but I want to show you how many points it would count. It might be a little hard for you guys to see here, but it's going to be 13 carbs, okay? And it's going to be less than 1 sugar, okay? So less than 1 sugar means it doesn't count against us. We don't count that. But this serving size in this is actually 2. So I'm actually having 2. So if I'm less than 1 sugar and I'm having 2 servings, like, you should probably just to count it as a sugar at that point, okay? But for my carbs, if I have this whole thing, it's now went from 13 to 26, okay? Now, 26 is actually going to count as 2 points. So if I eat this whole thing in one sitting, that's going to count for 2 points, and I'm going to count it as 1 sugar, right? So that's really not that bad for you. It's a pretty good meal. It will fill you up. Definitely healthy. You know, so I could eat this whole thing. I could take it and just have half and count it as 1 point and 0 sugars if I want to go that route. It's however you guys want to do it, right? Just kind of you know, plan out like how you want to do it each day. The biggest thing about this, guys, that you need to remember is that you want to eat. So find the things that you really enjoy and eat those things, and eat a lot of it. You know, stay full. Most of my meals consist of, I have breakfast in the morning, I have a snack, I have a lunch, and I have a snack, and I have a dinner. And then we do boot camp every Monday through Saturday in the evening. So at night, like I'm still kind of hungry. We found a popcorn that doesn't really count anything against us, and I'll take a look and see, you know, what I have left as far as carbs and sugars, and I may have like something light at night just because I'm hungry. I need to replenish a little bit from after my workout. So I strongly suggest you guys do that as well. Other things to consider, sugar-free, okay? Look for stuff that's sugar-free, but we can't have fructose and no sucralose. Like those we can't have. Those artificial sweeteners actually slows down the body's ability to metabolize them, and they kind of slow down the process to burn that belly fat. You have 2 types of fat in your body. You have what I call the belly fat, which is what sits over top of your abs, and then you also have a fat that surrounds your organs. Okay, the fat that surrounds our organs, that's like the easiest to burn. That's why you'll see people who've lost weight, but they still appear to be fat, like they still have a beer belly, but you can tell they've lost a lot of weight. That's because they've cut the fat around their organs. You have to cut that fat around your abs, okay? So with that being said, just a couple of notes, guys. Keep checking in. I'm going to post some more videos. I'm going to post some results from me and my wife, some of our photos and stuff to show like how we're moving along. I strongly suggest you guys to take a picture, post it in the Belly Club. You know, show everybody what you're doing. Let them know that, look, I'm serious, and if you know me, please help keep me accountable, because that's what it takes, right? It's really easy to get off the train if you're the only one watching you, right? Like, it's in us. If I know nobody's watching me or keeping me straight, then sometimes, like, I may sneak and have, you know, I might stop at Rally's, or, you know, I might stop at McDonald's or Taco Bell, right? But when you know that people are constantly watching you and we're in a group, it makes you more conscious. It gives you the ability to say no, and sometimes that's the hardest thing. Other things, guys, write down everything you eat. Just write it down. For me, like, don't really like to take the time like while I'm eating it, so it's just easier for me to write everything out for the whole day. So I know exactly, like, I eat this, I eat this, I eat this, I eat this, and this is, you know, this is what my carbs and sugars are for the day. And that's a lot what my wife does too, but my wife is really strict. She's really good at it, so she'll actually write her food down as she's doing it. Either way works. It's probably better to write it down as you're eating, because you have to take that time to think about, okay, oh man, do I really need to eat this? Or like, oh man, this is where I'm going to be at. It just kind of makes you more conscious. And guys, after about 3 days of doing this and you start to see the weight drop off, it gets easier. Again, the hardest thing is finding the foods that you enjoy, that you can eat. and then just sticking to it. Like that's the hardest thing, is finding those foods. Because we do live in a world where we overeat, we're eating a bunch of junk, and really we're just killing ourselves with food. It's out of control. We don't have to eat as much as we do. Foreign countries, they don't eat like we eat. If you go to into Europe, their large soda is like the size of our kids drink it, and nowadays like it's even smaller than our kids drinks, right? And they're surviving. Like, we don't have to eat all that stuff that we eat. Other videos that I'll do, guys, is how to eat when you're out. Hardee's is really good because they do a low carb. They do a turkey burger wrapped in lettuce, which is a great, that's a great, oh man, I'm in a pinch, I'm traveling, I got to get something to eat. It's a good way to stop. And we'll also do a video on how to stop at the gas station. You're doing that long trip, you're hungry, you just need to grab something, and just kind of throw some things out there that you guys can stop and eat on the way. Again, guys, I'll post all of this stuff online for you in the long terms. I'm not really good at typing things. If you have questions, please ask. Please post your pictures, post your testimonies. Get familiar with the people in this group, because we're all here to support one another. I know you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. The only limitations we have in life are the ones that we set ourselves. Guys, I'm Fitness Mike. I got 99% of the solution. All you got to have is 1%, and that 1 is you. Let's go, guys.